Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Chitra Gupta, lecturer, Department of ASH. Now, what we have learned in a previous session, first, I will recapitulate all the things with you, like conjunctions. For coordinating conjunctions and conjunctions, I have already discussed with you. Coordinating conjunctions are the conjunctions that are used to combine words, phrases, and clauses of equal importance, grammatically equal rank, and simply they bring equally important ideas together. That we have already discussed. Moving further, today I'll discuss about subordinating conjunctions with you. What are subordinating conjunctions? A subordinating conjunction is a word used to combine an independent and a dependent clause in a sentence. They help in forming complex sentences. Subordinating conjunctions can be used in the beginning or middle of a sentence according to the position of a dependent clause. So what this conjunction is saying, what this conjunction explains, that it is a word used to combine an independent and a dependent clause together in a sentence, and they help in forming complex sentences. For examples, if, since, as, when, although, while, after, before, until, because. Now, all these subordinating conjunctions can be memorized with the help of an acronym known as I saw or Bob. Okay, before moving further, I'll discuss what the independent clause and what is the dependent clause. As the independent suggests its name, independent, it is a clause that can be used both as a standalone one or with the another clause to make a complete sentence. Independent clause always expresses a complete idea, complete thought. Now, the dependent clause, as also it suggests its name, that the dependent is, it is dependent on the independent clause. It is a type of clause that relies on the main clause in order to form a full sentence on its own. A subordinate or a dependent clause cannot make a complete sentence by its own. It does not express a complete idea. Take for an example, I enjoy eating in a restaurant. The sentence is complete in itself and independent clause is complete in itself. But we can say in another way also, I enjoy eating in a restaurant because the food is delicious, because the food is tasty. On the other hand, for the dependent clause, I eat popcorn. This alone sentence does not make any sense. The subordinate clause has to be added to make a meaningful sentence. I eat popcorn whenever I watch a movie. Now this sentence is complete. Another example is, we will do anything. Again, the sentence is not making any sense. So the dependent clause has to be added, or the subordinate clause has to be added to form a meaningful sentence. We will do anything, whatever is necessary. Basically, there are 10 common subordinating conjunctions that are used in day-to-day life or day-to-day conversation. If, since, as, when, although, while, after, before, until, because. I'll discuss all these conjunctions, all the subordinating conjunctions one by one. First one is, if you do not find this chapter interesting, it is okay. Now the person is saying to the another person that if you do not find this chapter interesting, leave it. It is okay. Another example is, I think this place will not feel the same ever again since they demolished the football gallery. Here in this sentence, we feel that this particular place will not have the same feeling again, will not look like again the same that is it is used to be earlier, since the persons, since the authorities have demolished the football gallery, since the authorities have destroyed the football gallery. Another subordinating conjunction is, it is better to keep everything packed, as you are not sure when you would be asked to come to Bangalore. Now the person is being advised that you must keep everything packed, because as you are not sure, you are not pretty sure when you would request, when you would be asked to come to the Bangalore. Another subordinating conjunction is when. When I reached the railway station, I found that the train had already left the station. When I reached the railway station, now the person is saying that when he has reached the railway station, he has already found that the train had already left the platform. Another subordinating conjunction is although. Although we had parked in the parking lot, the traffic police issued us a parking ticket. Here, in this sentence, although a person had parked in the parking lot, still the traffic police issued them a parking ticket. While I was walking across the street, I saw that the shops were closed. While a person is walking across the street, he saw that the shops had already been closed. She knew that there was a nationwide lockdown today only after I told her about it. Next one, before you make a decision, just take a few seconds to think about that particular opinion. Now here the person has been advised that before you make any decision, think of it. Just take a few seconds in your mind, just take a think of it before giving any kind of suggestion, before giving any kind of opinions. Another subordinate conjunction is, you will just have to wait at the reception area until they call up your name for the interview. Now the person has been suggested that until your name has not been called for the interview session, just he has to wait at the reception area. Another one is, I was not able to go to the hospital because it was raining heavily. Here the reason behind it, that he was not able to go to the hospital. Why? Because reason is that it was raining heavily, so the rain stops him to go to the hospital, to visit to a doctor. The third conjunction is the correlative conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions are one of the three types of conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions are the conjunctions used to illustrate how two words within a sentence relate to each other. Correlative conjunctions are always comes in pairs. Here, these conjunctions describe that how in a sentence two words are relating to each other, and these conjunctions always comes in pairs, as they are having the correlation between the two words. The most common correlative conjunction pairs include either or, neither nor, such that, whether or, not only, but also, both and, as many, as, rather than. So you can see here that all these conjunction comes in pairs, because one is incomplete without the other. Rather than, both and, either or. I'll discuss the examples of correlative conjunctions one by one with you. Like first one is, either you learn how to do it, how to do this work, or you will have to face the consequences. You will have to face the result. You will have to face the outcome. Now, if I delete, if I edit, if I remove one of the conjunction from here, the another one is incomplete without the first one. So correlative, correlation always comes in pairs. Either you learn how to do this work, or you will have to face the consequences. Another correlative conjunction is neither nor. Neither did Rachel nor her friends make it to the event, went to the event. Another one is, my cousin did such a stupid thing that everyone mocked him. If I remove one of the sentence here, my cousin did such a stupid thing, now the sentences totally become meaningless. So for that, for correlation between the two words, sentences, the correlative conjunction has been added. My cousin did such a stupid thing that everyone laughed at him, that everyone mocked at him. Another example for correlative conjunction is, Manoj was saying that he is not sure whether he should stay back tonight or leave home immediately. Now, the Manoj is not sure whether he should reside at the home, or he should leave the home immediately. Another one is, not only did they block the road, but also kept shouting slogans. Here we can see the sentence that not only the people have blocked the road, but they also kept shouting slogans at the regular interval. Another correlative conjunction is, both Indu and Sheena liked the movie. Here in the sentence, it is saying that both the friends, both Indu and Sheena, liked the movie. Another example is, there are as many spoons as there are forks. It means there are as many spoons as there are a number of forks in the house. Another one is, he would rather do something useful than wasting time on trivial things. It is suggested that he should rather do something useful than wasting the time on unnecessary things, trivial things. So out you have seen that all these examples are correlated with each other, because correlative conjunctions always comes in pairs. Hope you all have understood what I have discussed in this session, what I have discussed in this lecture. Thank you and have a nice day.